with a sound suppressor and a high-capacity magazine that turned it into a killing machine. In the aftermath of this horrific tragedy, one side of the aisle, those in the pockets of the NRA, had nothing to offer but thoughts and prayers. They said it was too soon to discuss solutions. They said it was too soon to talk about life-saving legislation. Thankfully, in Virginia, we have a governor who did not agree. He said, that's right, he said, I don't want thoughts and prayers, I want votes and laws. Well, Governor Northam, we agree. Thoughts and prayers are not enough. We want votes and laws. Join me. Thoughts and prayers are not enough. We want votes and laws. Thoughts and prayers are not enough. We want votes and laws. Thoughts and prayers are not enough. We want votes and laws. Thank you. Now it is my pleasure to introduce to you a member of the administration who has long been an advocate for gun violence prevention throughout his years of public service in the Commonwealth, our Secretary of Public Safety and my friend, Moran.
Well, thank you very much, Martina. That was a terrific chant. And thank you all so very much for being here. I know Martina and Lori and so many leaders in this movement are here today. What really makes the difference is you all standing and holding the signs and bringing this issue to the attention of all Virginians. Martina mentioned Virginia Beach. On May 31st, we lost 12 of our fellow Virginians. They joined a long list of victims of gun violence in the Commonwealth of Virginia. In fact, we lose almost 3 of our fellow Virginians each and every day. In fact, 10,000 since Virginia Tech. That is too many of our fellow Virginians dying from gun violence. We must act, and we must act now.
Yes.
Governor Northam has put forward a number of reasonable, common sense public safety measures. We call on our legislators to join us on July 9th to get those laws passed. Those laws will prevent access to firearms by those who should not possess them. It will address the dangerousness of those firearms, and it will address the places where firearms do not belong. We can address access. We can address the easy access to firearms by finally passing a universal background check law. We can reinstate our one gun a month law. We can deny access to individuals who have demonstrated behavior that would show that they are a danger to themselves or others. Because of those 1,028 deaths last year, over 600 were from suicide. We must address those issues as well. And so the extreme risk law will protect individuals who may harm themselves or others. And finally, with respect to access, many of those 1,028 deaths are from accidents. And tragically, accidents that involve our children. So we can deny access to firearms on our playgrounds and our children's bedrooms by passing child access prevention laws. The dangerousness. We're not talking about Second Amendment protections of muskets. We're talking about high-capacity magazines. So the governor has put forward a bill to prohibit magazines of over 10 rounds. You do not need any more than 10 rounds to go hunting in Virginia, and we should deny the use of silencers or suppressors. Just recently, the court determined that silencers are not protected by the Second Amendment, so we can pass that law on July 9th. And we should finally bring an end to the assault weapons in the Commonwealth of Virginia and pass it all.
Absolutely.
Finally, places. Our city halls, our libraries should not have guns in them. So let's give our municipal jurisdictions authority to ban firearms from their buildings.
Yes, yes, yes.
I was on the streets of Charlottesville August 12th of 2017 when individuals were marching with assault weapons down the city streets of Charlottesville. That should not be available or lawful in the Commonwealth of Virginia. So all of those bills, folks, pass constitutional muster. They're all reasonable. We have a wonderful attorney behind me that's going to address those issues. But they're all reasonable. They're all common sense pieces of legislation. Other states have them. The extreme risk law, 15 other states have passed that law, including Indiana and Florida. Democrats and Republicans have joined forces to pass reasonable gun legislation. Let's do it in the Commonwealth. Let's do it on July 9th of this year. Finally, you know, Malcolm Gladwell in his book Tipping Point defines tipping point as that moment we reach critical mass. We reach a threshold, a boiling point. We in Virginia are far beyond the tipping point of tolerance of gun violence in the Commonwealth. We're beyond the boiling point of anger for gun violence in the Commonwealth of Virginia. We have passed the tipping point. It is time to pass common sense gun legislation in the Commonwealth of Virginia. The time is now. The day is July 9th. We call for your support and attention and pressure on the legislators to come together and serve the public safety concerns of all Virginians. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you all you have done. Let me introduce somebody who has given great voice to these issues and some great legal counsel to these issues. Somebody who represented Northern Virginia in the legislature. You know, it's a wonderful thing. Because of you all statewide elected officials in the Commonwealth of Virginia support these measures. Every one of them. Senators Kane and Warner and our wonderful Attorney General. Ladies and gentlemen, our Attorney General, Mark Perry.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary, for the welcome. More importantly, thanks for everything that you are doing to keep our communities in Virginia safe and build safe, successful communities. Martina and Lori, thank you for your leadership. And I want to thank all of you for being here, for your dedication and for your commitment, and for making sure that your voice is heard. Like all of you, I'm heartbroken that Virginia Beach has now been added to the list of communities in America that have felt the pain and the trauma of a mass shooting. And how long the list of places in America where this has happened is getting, and how quickly it is growing. It's been 12 years since the mass shooting at Virginia Tech. 6.5 years since the shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary. 3 years since the Pulse nightclub. Almost 2 years since Las Vegas. And yet, after all of those years, nothing has changed. We still live in a commonwealth, in a country, where these kinds of mass shootings not only can happen, but do happen all the time. Other countries have disgruntled employees. They have troubled students. They have abusive domestic partners. But ours is the only country that gives them easy access to guns. And the result is a country where you can be shot and killed in your church, your synagogue, your mosque, or place of worship, at your elementary or middle or high school, your college or university, at a nightclub, at a mall, at a broadcast room, in a municipal building. And we are raising an entire generation of young people who have the lingering fear that that could happen to them or someone close to them. And life doesn't have to be that way, and it shouldn't be that way. So why is it this way? Because too many politicians are afraid of the organization right next to us, the NRA.
Right.
They shouldn't be. Now, first of all, we've all seen the reporting about how the organization operates. Does that sound like an organization that is really committed to responsible gun ownership?
No.
Or is it one that's more interested in the interests of gun manufacturers and how its members are treated like an ATM?
Right.
Yes.
Politicians should not be afraid of the NRA. They should stand up to it. Too many times they're listening to the gun lobby instead of their constituents. You know, the NRA called me the most anti-gun politician in Virginia. They threw millions of dollars to defeat me in the last election. And what happened?
You won!
And I got more votes than any attorney general in the history of Virginia. So politicians should stop being afraid of the NRA. They need to stand up to the NRA. They need to listen to their constituents.
Vote them out! Vote them out!
Change their seats and vote them out. Change their seats and vote them out.
So we know the date. We know the date. July 9th. And we know what needs to happen. Votes and action and laws like universal background checks, bans on high-capacity magazines, ban on assault weapons, reinstate the one gun a month law, extreme risk laws. We can do this on July 9th.
Yes.
The time for action is now.
Yes.
So I want to thank all of you for being here. Thank you for your support, and thank you for your continued dedication to safe communities in the Commonwealth.
Thank you.
You okay? I'm not.
I figured
No, you weren't in my way. I'm so tall.
I want to thank the Attorney General and the Director of Public Safety for giving us the time today to come and pass the message that they did, that we be there July 9th and bring common sense legislation to the Commonwealth.
Yes.
Now I'm going to read the names of the 12 victims from Virginia Tech.
Virginia.
I'm sorry,
Virginia
12
Beach.
names from the shooting at Virginia Beach. Lakita C. Brown, 39. Ryan Keith Cox, 50. Tara Welch Gallagher, 39. Mary Louise Gale, 65. Alexander Mikhail Gusev, 35. Joshua O. Hardy, 52. Michelle Missy Langer, 60. Richard H. Nettleton, 65. Catherine A. Nixon, 42. Christopher Kelly Rapp, 54. Herbert Burt Snelling, 57. Robert Bobby Williams, 72.
Thank you, Kevin, and thank you everyone again for coming. I just want to highlight a few upcoming events and activities that I hope you'll participate in. Immediately following this event at 11:30, just down the street, literally just down Wavels Mill Road, cross 50, and it's your next right turn, Prime Time Sports Bar and Grill will be having a town hall. Please join us. We'll be discussing the legislation with Secretary Moran. And also, please save the date of July 9th, the date that the special session convenes on gun violence. We will hold a rally in Richmond in the morning. We will be sending out details. We're hoping to arrange some buses from Northern Virginia, but do save the date now, July 9th. And then finally, again, next month on July 14th, we will convene again here, as we do each and every month. And July 14th is a Sunday, so we will meet from 2 to 3 p.m. Sunday, July 14th. Thank you, everyone, and continue the good work, and reach out to your legislators and encourage them to come to the table and pass these meaningful bills that we just heard about. And remember, vote and laws.
Yeah.
Vote